On June 14th, my niece Nikki and I set our alarms to wake up early after our first night's sleep in Rome. A van was picking us up outside of our Airbnb at 6:45 in the morning for an all-day tour to Pompeii and the Amalfi Coast. Our first stop was the ancient city of Pompeii. Pompeii was buried in several feet of ash and pumice after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Amazingly enough, some of the people on our tour were fellow Ohio State graduates, and one of their friends on the tour graduated from the same high school as Nikki 41 years earlier.
Look at that. Over those white marble columns now, there is the phone. F-O-R-U, and the famous north to south. Main Street. The vertical school was also for the quality of the decoration. Now, what we can see here inside, because I don't want to tell you straight. What is this? It's much easier.
The plaster casts of the Mount Vesuvius victims was amazing to see. I was also amazed at the ruins of some of the palaces that existed in Pompeii at the time. The way that their houses were designed to catch the water in both the summer and the winter was remarkable.
You went first then. Then living room and the two bedrooms. Dining, living.
We had a great time on our tour of Pompeii. It was so much larger than what I had ever imagined, I just couldn't believe it. But now it was time to leave and head south towards the Amalfi Coast. The drive from Pompeii to the Amalfi Coast was spectacular. Just before we got to Positano, we stopped at an overlook, and it was absolutely breathtaking. When we got to Positano, our driver Max parked the van in a parking lot, and he, along with our guide Lorenzo, walked us through town down to the beach. We had an amazing lunch at a little restaurant right along the beach. After that, we walked along the beach for a little while. Then I went to go fly my drone while she walked around town looking at the little shops and boutiques. have loved to have spent more time in the Amalfi Coast, but there is no way I was going to try to drive there. That traffic was crazy. Without spending the night there, this was definitely the best way to see it. We left the Amalfi Coast to make our 3-hour trip back to Rome. Along the way, we stopped at one of our very favorite places on the trip, the Auto Grill. This is where you could go to the restroom, get some refreshments, and just get out of the car and stretch your legs for a few minutes along the freeway. When we got back to Rome, Lorenzo and Max dropped off the other 2 guests on our tour first. Then they drove us back to our Airbnb. From there, we walked down the road about half a mile to the world-famous Roman Coliseum. We had dinner at an amazing restaurant called Benzo. I had the best fettuccine alfredo I've ever had in my life, and Nikki tried tiramisu for the very first time. She was not disappointed.